Hotep, may I have permission to speak from my elders? I'd like to thank the Creator for this moment, this hour, this time. I'd like to recognize the President, President Brooks, and Dr. Peace, and Mama Najwa, and others. I was also a student of Dr. Margaret Burroughs. I was in her humanities class, Humanities 101, and she invited us to her house on Michigan to look at her museum before she had the DuSable. So I remember a lot. I remember writing poems and things like that, you know, and she critiquing it, things, you know. So I have fond memories. And every once in a while I run into them. I am the chairman of the board of directors of the United American Progress Association under Dr. Webb Evans, who's been promoting Buy Black for over 50 years. He's 97 years old. And Dr. Burroughs was one of our guest speakers last year. And she spoke and did a poem and left us with these books. Black, Black, one of the books that she read from. I'm not going to read it, but when she finished reading it, I thought I was black before she spoke, but I knew I was black after she spoke. So you ought to need to probably get one of those. I'm going to do a song. It's called Home, Come That First, what we're looking to be in the world. And last but not least, Always and Forever. And I believe that she should be in our hearts and in our minds always. And her works and her legacy is forever. Thank you.
Brother Sax Preacher, man. Clap your hands, you all really feeling the spirit. And the keyboard accompaniment, thank you so very, very much. What a beautiful sound and a great feeling. Thank you so much. And now we are creating something that's new, has not been done before. And as we venture into this water, we want to say thank you, each and every one of you who are here, who are standing by us and giving us your energy and love and support. Those who are watching us being streamed live and those who will see us in the video that comes afterward know that we have tried our best in the name of Dr. Margaret Burroughs. At this point in time, what we're going to do are bring up the folk who have a word to say, something that you would like to get captured in this scenario. Dr. Peace, you know, she does her interviews for the Omni U Presents, and in her H3o Art of Life show, she has a regular format whereby she interviews significant people of the community, members of our community, those at large, maybe people who are of historical significance, maybe sometimes they might be just someone who's passing by, happen to have a little bit of free time, so they come to the studio and they sit and they talk to her. Yeah, once in a while. But right now, we're going to talk first with Brother Sax Preacher, and then we can have our president of Malcolm X College have a moment of interview time. Sister Makeda, if you would please, of course, and we're going to have Sister Masequa, if you would please, and I believe that Brother Kelly is still here, and in that case, he's going to have a few words of wisdom. Just as we spend a moment, y'all, I'm going to be waving my hands, a moment to speak of Dr. Burroughs.
Moment to speak of Dr. Burroughs. Didn't think that I would get a chance. For those of you all who sometimes you hear them define black so negatively, I know you heard that earlier, but one thing that I know about regaining black power is having the power to define and the power to defend what is in the best interest of our people. And so in redefining black, my definition from my studies is that black is universal. Black is carbon atoms, and carbon is the basic key element found in all living things. And the color of carbon is black. Black is the depths of the ocean. Black is the backdrop of the universe. Black is alpha. Black is omega. That means everything that came into the world came from black. Black is not a color, but black is the essence from which all color comes from. And so you got to be proud to be in that number, because that makes you not only just an African people, but a universal people. And so Dr. Burroughs came by the United American Progress Association with this poem. And like I told you, I thought I was black then. When she finished, I was so black. I was like blacker than black. So I hope you get the same feeling that I did. I won't say it like she did it, but the words are still universal. It says, think black, love black, support black, love black, buy black, support black business, believe in black, love black, unite with your black brothers, unite with your black sisters, love your black mothers and fathers, love your black family, organize black, pass your green money only into black hands, build black businesses, create jobs for blacks, inspire black youth, respect black elders, love black, love your black people, love your black self, create black, honor black, regard black with respect, join with blacks, unite with blacks, build black business, shop black, buy black, love your black self. Turn your money over into your black community. Trust black, follow black, register black, vote black for blacks, elect blacks, love your black self, build for blacks, build an independent black economy, buy black, support black, build your black community, clean up black, clean your black streets, Clean your black alleys. Clean your black sidewalks. Love black. Love your black self. Pray black. Worship black. Rejoice black. Laugh black. Support black. Build black. Support your black brothers and sisters. Support your black businesses. Buy black. Pass your green dollars from your black hands only into your sisters and brothers' black hands. Bank black. Put your green dollars only into our black banks. Invest in black. Love black. Love your black self. Think black. Be a proud black person and love your black self. Dr. Margaret Burroughs, the legendary.
I'm actually going to take a moment. Moments are fleeting. Here we go. What I learned from Dr. Margaret Burroughs was this: that in loving your black self does not mean you have to hate anyone. Asante Sana.
Dr. Burroughs was a great educator, and she taught at one of our city colleges of Chicago, Kennedy King. So I have to talk in the spirit of education, but I would use my brother, our namesake, Malcolm X, and say that education is the passport to the future, for the future belongs to those who prepare for it today.
Once again, good afternoon. Good afternoon. And again, it has been a pleasure and an honor to be in your presence on this afternoon. Just to piggyback off of what the sax preacher said when he spoke of black, for those who know, black is the actual state of creation. Black is the actual state of creation. Babies are born, are created within the darkness of the womb. Our food grows within the darkness of the earth. And the cosmos, that all-expansive cosmos, they call it the black hole. Darkness, or black, is the state of creation. For Dr. Margaret, there is a light shining around you, and it's shining so brightly it cannot be hid. And that light tells us what we must do, and it has us trembling inside. Dr. Margaret, we won't forget you. You deserve our attention. We call upon your name, and we stretch forth our hands. Unto all of the ancestors, we beg your forgiveness, and we'll do what it takes. As Amun-Re is our witness, we stand, we vow, and we say, because we know that surely your souls have been stolen, but can you see our love for you in your eyes? And with every word spoken, we will love you, ancestors, and Dr. Margaret, for the rest of your lives. Hotep, Hotep, Hotep.
I will lift up their heads in proud blackness with stories of their father and their father's fathers. I will take them to way back times when kings and queens ruled the Niles and raised the pyramids and developed music, medicine, and law. I will tell them this and more, and I will lift their heads in blackness. Dr. Burroughs lifted us all in blackness, in wonderment. I enjoyed moments with her at Pearl's restaurant, and she often enchanted me, and I would enchant her, reading her poems to her. It motivated me to do a DVD of hers. What shall I tell my children who are black? We've all known that story over the years, and it has motivated us in different ways. It has been a way of life, a way of existence for all black people who have been graced by this wonderful woman. And I must tell you that she will go on in my heart and the heart of my family from now on. And I thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to be here today to speak to you in the honor of the greatest black woman that I've known in my lifetime, Dr. Margaret T. Burroughs. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Sister Gloria told me that I couldn't come and just sit in the room and not say anything, so I'm getting up to do that. I want to, first of all, say it is wonderful to be once again in Malcolm X College. I had the great fortune of working here the very first year that it was open as one of the creative people that was brought on board to open the theater. Oscar Brown Jr. produced the first play in the theater here, and I did the second. But I also want to say that I spent a great number of days in the DuSable Museum as the director of the Kumba Workshop when I took over for Val Gray Ward. And I want to leave with a little story that I actually heard H. Rap Brown tell. It's called Father to Son. And the father looks at his son, and the son says, "Dad, you tell me that the lion is the king of the jungle, yet in every book I read, the man always kills the lion." He says, "Father, why is that so?" So the father looks at the son and says, "Until the lion learns to write, the story will always end the same." Dr. Margaret Burroughs, in her greatness, taught us how to write. She taught us how to see the world through black eyes. And as a result of that, I became a producer for film and television and multimedia. It is through those eyes that we continue to grow. It is through their recognition of the greatness in us as children that we continue to pass it on today. I want to thank you, Sister Gloria Latimore-Peace, for having me here and giving me the opportunity to pay honor to one of the greatest contributors to our history. Thank you very much.
I'm honored to be here this evening with you and among you. I grew up in Bronzeville, and even though I did not know Dr. Burroughs at that time when I was a youngster, I later on came to know her. The interesting thing is that in 2003, when I retired from teaching at Alabama A&M, in Huntsville, Alabama, even though I grew up in Chicago and was gone for over 30 years, we had Dr. Burroughs to come to Alabama A&M, and that was her second visit. At that time, I was the director of the State Black Archives Research Center and Museum on the campus, and she came to the program. The interesting thing is that while she was there, she went to a number of the places where you can get, I think you call it consignment. I think the ladies would probably know a lot about that. And she bought clothes and took them and gave them to those who were without. One of the persons who worked with me told me about it because I had retired and they asked me to come back. But I'm just so thankful that I had the opportunity to not only to meet her, but to be with her on a number of occasions at art conferences. And I'm so thankful for that, and thankful that my last contact with her was when I retired and she came to Alabama A&M. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity to participate and to be here today. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Louis Baskins. I'm grateful for the opportunity to say a few words in honor of Dr. Burroughs, whom I met on several occasions at Soul Vegetarian Restaurant, 75th in Indiana. I'm highly appreciative of her having come this way. Her purpose was unique to her. Your purpose is unique to you. I encourage you to find your purpose. That which is within you is greater than anything outside of you. Yes, we listen to outside authorities, beginning with those giants in our lives when we were infants that we call parents. Many other outside authorities, but the ultimate authority is closer to you than your very breathing, nearer than your hand and your feet. That authority is within you, and you can only access it when your mind is quiet, when you think not, when you stop thinking. Listen from within. Dr. Margaret Burroughs was an instrument, an inspiration to many. I ask you, you being an inspiration to anyone else. Humble yourself, not with pride, being puffed up. None of us know if we're going to get the next breath or not. Let us be the instrument of our Maker, and learn to listen from within, that our mouths will say what it wants us to say. Our hands will do what it wants us to do. We of ourselves can do nothing. Learn to be still and know that which is within you is greater than all that's in the world. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Yes, I have not met Dr. Burroughs, but I'm glad to be here. And after hearing a few speakers who have already come to the stage, I wish I haven't met her. And especially after hearing that poem, I do feel much blacker. I feel proud to be black after that poem. I love it. And just after hearing the things that people have to say about her, it makes me want to, I wish I could have met her. I want to meet her. And it inspires me more to continue doing good, as well as in school and things of that nature. And yes, I am an honor student. I am trying to be the new face of the youth. Honor students, straight A's and B's. Phi Theta Kappa, International Honor Society, yes. And, just being here makes me feel more proud to be black. And, I just want to, say thank you for being here. I'm kind of, I just got put on the spot, so I'm trying to come up with some things to say. But yes, I just want to say to the speakers who are already up here, your words have inspired me to do better in school. Even though I'm already a straight A student, I want to be just straight A's. And I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is LaVon. I had the pleasure of riding with Oba King on the day that Dr. Peace interviewed Dr. Burroughs and Kalan Phil Koran for the Iconology show. So it was 2 segments, and it was an excellent show. And so while we were sitting in the green area, Brother Phil, who's invented so much, mentioned that he was the first person to sport, or wear an afro. And Dr. Burroughs politely corrected him and said, "Nah, Brother Phil, I was the first one to wear an afro." And Brother Phil agreed with her. And then she went on and she offered to be a pen pal to my daughter.
And I want to make sure that my daughter and the 7 generations that come behind her have the core values in them that Dr. Burroughs had. So I want to thank you, Malcolm X College, for taking this initiative, and Dr. Peace and everyone who is here today, and allow her legacy to continue to live on, and so on and so forth. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Betty Wilson Muhammad from the Institute of Attitude Modification, and I'd like to say about Dr. Burroughs and the DuSable Museum, I brought my children up there. It was just a wonderful place to go, and to know that she was an instrument of that infinite invisible presence. That's who she really was. She was that infinite invisible presence expressing as we called her, we labeled her Dr. Burroughs, but we know she was a shining star, and we know that that light that was given to her from that infinite invisible presence shone through her to the world, to introduce the world to what we call blackness. Well, we know blackness is a state of consciousness. It's a purity, and it's something that everything starts from and expresses outward from that infinite invisible presence, that what we call the blackness. It's an unconditioned mind, the pure mind, the mind that has not been contaminated with the concepts of society, whatever labels society has given it. It is one, and it is expressed in all different colors as a bouquet of flowers. We thank you, Dr. Burroughs, and above all, we thank that infinite invisible presence or expressing as Dr. Burroughs and as each of you. Thank you.
Hello once again. My name is Keith M. Kelly from the Spoken Word Academy of Chicago. And when I think of Dr. Burroughs, I always, because I actually met her later in my life, and I'm sure quite later in hers, but she actually gave my ex-wife her African name. But when I think of her, I think of a lady that was very regal. And you always felt like a head of state walked into the room. You know, she was, but the head of, like, if the head of state was like somebody like that you could actually talk to and like eat some food with. But her life, to me, I think of three concepts particularly. The first one is identity, because she was very serious about identity, understanding who you are, where you come from, or from where you come, if you want to be grammatically correct, since we have so many doctors and educators in the room. Another thing was institution building, because DuSable Museum is an institution. So that institution has gone on beyond the life term of Dr. Margaret Burroughs, which is a very important thing, because I'm a poet. And when you look at the history of black poetry in America, we had the Harlem Renaissance and a lot of beautiful, Langston Hughes, Country Cullen, the list goes on. But the thing is, there were no institutions that were established to perpetuate that. And Dr. Burroughs wanted to make sure that an institution was built that would, show the legacy and wealth of African American culture and history. And the last thing, probably the most important, in my estimation anyway, is that she worked with the youth, because my father, ancestor, technically, even though he's still here, thank you, said that, he wanted to change the world, so he made sure that he raised his children. And Dr. Burroughs' life took that one step further. She made sure that she influenced not only children in her family, but everybody's children. She was my stepmother's teacher. She was my Uncle Steve, my uncle's teacher, and he actually said that he never went to class and he still got an A, but he must have had some skill. That's all I can say. It happens. But the thing is, so if you want to take anything from my speech, is that work with the youth. You don't have to be a teacher. It'd be great if you were. We could use some teachers, but There are millions of capacities you can work with the youth. You can work with them at YMCAs. You can work with them in juvenile. You can work for juvenile justice, which is a new hot topic nowadays. There are millions of ways that you can work with the youth, because if you really want to perpetuate a legacy, if you really want to do honor to the ancestors, you protect the generations to come behind you. And that's what I think was one of the most powerful legacies of Dr. Burroughs, and I appreciate her very much. And one last thing, a plug, go visit DuSable Museum. Thank you. Peace.
They said that Debra Hand is going to speak to close. I want you all to please allow me this moment to share these words. I love my people. You see, this is Dr. Burroughs' song. My people are strong from the cradle to the grave. They couldn't break us down because we were so brave. We kept our pride throughout the years. Worked hard, prayed, even shed some tears. No matter what the world has put us through, we've come out on top in everything we do. Everybody say, I love my people. Now this is the part where you kick in. 1, 2, 3. I need this. My people. I need this microphone to work. I love my people, all the colors of our skin.
My people.
If we all work together, we know that we can win.
I love my
Timothy,
people.
I love the way we walk.
Love
if you want
the
to,
way we walk.
I love the way we talk.
Love the way we talk.
I love the way we sing.
Love the way we
I'm blessed because I know one
sing.
thing. I love my people and there is no doubt. We're gonna be alright. Here's what I'm talking about. Everybody say, I love my people. I love my people. Say it again. I love my people. I love my people. You find my people all around the world.
I love my people.
Man and woman, boy and girl.
I love my people.
Always trying to do our best.
I love my people.
We work hard every day and seldom rest.
I love my people.
If I should have one wish come true,
I love my people.
then you love me like I love you.
I love my people.
Everybody say, I love my people. I
love my people.
I'll say it again. I love my people. I love my people. No matter where you go,
no matter where you
are.
go,
Without just players with a shining star. Spread these words both near and far about just how blessed we truly are, y'all. Take these words across the land. Divided we fall, united we stand. Think about greatness and your history. Without my people, where would we be? Tell me.
I love my people. I
love my people. I'll say it again.
I love my people. I love my people.
Yeah, one more time, y'all.
I love my people. I love my people.
Somebody say.
I love my people. I love my people.
Y'all say.
I love my people. I love my people.
Say it now. I love my people. You see, Dr. Burroughs and I have been thinking a while. We've been walking and talking for just a couple of moments, you know. And somebody walked up to Dr. Burroughs and they said to her, well, what shall I tell my children who are black? She said, tell them what Oba said. Tell them I love my people. And if we just do that, y'all, it's a condition of the mind, the brother said. We are stronger within than we are without. When I say these words, would you say them back, won't you please? No matter where you go, there we are.
There we are.
We're not just players.
We're not just players.
We're the shining star.
We're the shining star.
Spread this word.
Spread this word.
Both near and far.
Both near and far.
About just how blessed.
About just how blessed.
We truly are.
We truly are.
Take these words.
Take these words.
Across the land.
Across the land.
Divided we fall.
Divided we fall.
United we stand.
United we stand.
Think about greatness.
Think about greatness.
Your history.
Your history.
Without my people.
Without my people.
Without our people.
Without our people.
Without your people.
Without your people.
Where would we be?
Where would we be?
Where would we be?
Where would we be?
That's I Love My People, y'all. That's the single for our Just Us Arts. And Sister Mama Vivian Nunn, she is a vocalist with our Just Us Arts, and the Just Us Arts family is here in the room, and we thank Dr. Gloria Peace, and we can't close without our word from Dr. Peace, please. I know they mentioned one other person who had a desire to speak inside the room, and I don't see your face, so you need to make yourself apparent to me, please, so that I know who you are. Sister Debra, yes, please. Yes, absolutely. And there was absolutely no slight intended at all, and I apologize if I caused that feeling at all. But thank you. You to having missed your name.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Actually, it wasn't planned for me to speak, but I know that I should because I did know Dr. Burroughs very well. I still have a hard time thinking about how well I knew her. So it wasn't planned for me to speak. But I would like to say this. You can't know how profoundly Dr. Burroughs affected us because her work went out so far and wide. So I would just like to look at it another way, to say that the first African-American president in U.S. history launched his political career in the city of Chicago. He could not have done that without the work of Dr. Burroughs. There's a certain consciousness that exists in black people, in particularly of a certain age, that exists there only because Dr. Burroughs existed. So, we just can't know all that she gave us. We just can't imagine what the world might have been had she not done her work. So the difference is in us, and it's all around us, and it's throughout our history. So we just have to do our best to honor that history. And I was so glad to hear this young man say he was inspired, because Dr. Burroughs would have loved nothing more than to see a young person come into consciousness. Well, I know your mom and dad has a lot to do with the road that you're on, but just to have it reinforced by her work. But in addition to being somebody that was very close to me, Dr. Burroughs sculpted me as a sculptor and sent me out into the world to continue our legacy of showing people the beauty of who we are. So I intend to do that job. But one small thing I did before Dr. Burroughs left us in that form, because she's still with me every single day, and right at this moment she is. But I created a bust of Barack Obama because I wanted young people in this city to be able to walk up to that image and look at it face to face and see their greatness. And I created it in honor of Dr. Burroughs for the DuSable Museum, and it was our intention to unveil it together as a gift to our community. So that didn't happen. It's not sad for me or anything that it didn't happen, because I kept her abreast of the project. You know, she saw every stage of the models up until the completion. And I personally had the moment of knowing just how proud she was of me, because she took me from nowhere and helped me to go somewhere with my work. So I would just encourage any of you who have children. This is the city where this happened. Right now, that bust is on display at the Museum of Science and Industry as a part of Black creativity. Find a child and take a child to stand as close as they probably will get to stand with the President of the United States. just so they can have the experience of understanding their greatness. We have to create the images. You know, we have to give them the institutions, as it was said. It's very important. And so that work is institutionalized. It will be on permanent exhibit at DuSable Museum. But that's just my small way of honoring the things that she's done for me. So, and for the children, for the people who have children or grandchildren, just try to go and have that moment, because that's what she did for us. She made sure we understood our greatness and our history, and I hope we'll do that for our children and grandchildren. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Thank you very much. No, that was wonderful. Thank you. And I understand, I absolutely understand that energy and all of the emotion that's tied up in this. You all, this has been a very wonderful day. Dr. Gloria Peace has put together, this is the first in a series of throughout the spring on Saturdays at 3 o'clock. You guys tune in. Those who have watched us on the internet, we were streaming live. We want to say thank you very much for watching. Those of you who have come today, please spread the word. You know, the grapevine is still alive. It's just a matter of whether we put enough into it to get the words out we want folk to hear. So we want to say thank you to each and every one of the artists that performed. Especially, I want to say again, the young man, I pulled him out of the seat and he just said, okay, I'll do it. And that's just a shining example of the youth and where we are going today. Dr. Gloria Peace is going to close our show. Once again, I want to say thank you all very much. I am Oba King. It's been my pleasure as the poetic storyteller to be your host and MC today. And also, I need to remind you or let you know that the song I Love My People is an anthem. It is available in CD form. We do have the CDs here today, as well does the brother sax preacher have his CDs at the table today. Thank you all very much. An independent artist that doesn't get paid for his shows has to sell his work. Thank you very much.
Okay. The important thing to realize is that this is going to be telecast, and consequently we are operate under certain kinds of rules with regard to commercial content, and we don't want the show to be rejected because it contains commercial content. I can say this, however, we do have complimentary copies, not for sale, complimentary copies of Dr. Burroughs' interview that you've been seeing throughout the day, with her reading her own poetry, available to you. We offer them to you with one provision, and that is that you take out a membership to either the DuSable Museum or the Southside Community Arts Center. Certainly, we would want to support Dr. Burroughs' work, and it cannot be supported if we don't give to it from our own finances. So if you are willing to take out a membership, we are willing to give you a free DVD of Dr. Burroughs reading her own poetry, and we have them here today for you. I want to let the last word for however much time we have, and I know my technician is back there to tell me when I can stop. But Dr. Burroughs was very fond of the work that she did in the prisons. And a tribute was written to her by one of them, R.K. Cheney. He tried to get it published in outside newspapers, and he was not able to. And so I just want to make it a matter of record. I will read as much of it as there is time. Do we have any time? No. I cannot read this tribute on camera, but I can continue if you will permit me. His words: as most of us know, Dr. Burroughs was the founder of the DuSable Museum of African American History. She was also a renowned artist, poet, and educator, but she was more than that. She was an extraordinary person. When my good friend and teacher passed away on November 21st, 2010, the news of her passing flashed across TV screens, radios, and newspapers. Each media spoke highly of her accomplishments. However, they failed to mention one very important part of Dr. Burroughs' character, her deep, committed concern for those who are incarcerated. It was extremely important to her to reach out to those of us who are imprisoned throughout the state of Illinois. In some cases, Dr. Burroughs cared more about prisoners than some of our own families. For 25 years or more, without fail, she dedicated herself to helping us, incarcerated men and women. I met this remarkable woman at Stateville during the year of 1990. She had come over to the art room, which was operational at that time, to see how things were run there. I knew nothing about Dr. Burroughs then. Even so, I recognized that there was something special about her. It could have been the way she talked to us, or it could have been her genuine interest in our artwork. There was absolutely nothing phony about Dr. Burroughs. She was who she was. During those days, I prided myself on being a ceramicist, but it was Dr. Burroughs who introduced me to paints and painting. She was always encouraging and pushing us to do better. In 1991, she started a creative art and creative writing class here at Statesville, and they are still going on today. Hopefully, her classes will continue to grow. Like so many other prisoners, Dr. Burroughs had a profound effect on my life. I owe her so much. We all owe her. I'm going to miss our good friend and teacher, but I refuse to mourn her passing. Instead, when I think of her, I'll celebrate and rejoice having known her. May Allah bless Dr. Burroughs with the blessing that she so rightly deserves, and let the audience say, Hotep. Hotep. President Ghingo Brooks will give us a proper dismissal.
Dr. B, stay with me, stay with me. We want to thank everyone for being here today, and one of the things that we did at a Karnak that Dr. Peace was at, she started a tradition pretty much with Karnak, and when we end, we just create a circle and we hold hands. Dr. Peace did a seminar for us on motherwit. Is there anybody here who was at that one? I mean, that was so profound, it was incredible. So I'm just going to end this with two things. One, reminding you to do unto others as they want to be done unto, not the way you want to. And let's join hands as we end today and we go forward in the world with our families and friends, and make sure we change our communities, and make sure that we keep coming back to Karnak. And if we don't come back, we can always view it. It's streaming every Saturday at 3 o'clock. We have some great speakers coming up this spring. Those include attorney Thomas Todd will be here. In fact, we'll get the calendar up on the website as fast as possible so you can see who you want to see, when you want to see them, but come to all of them. We are changing the community because we are changing ourselves. So we thank Dr. Peace for kicking off Karnak, our spring series. This was outstanding. Dr. Margaret Burroughs, who was a great friend of Malcolm X College. There's some artwork of hers around in the building, and her spirit lives here. So you're always welcome at Malcolm X College, the new Karnak. Thank you, Dr. Peace. We praise you. We love you. We thank you so much. We thank all of you. And thank the technicians. This is going to be on, I think it's going to air in March. Do we know when it will air?
We have to edit it.
Okay, it has to get edited, but keep a lookout, and we'll post it on our website, Alonzo, when we know when this segment will be aired. So we thank everyone. Have a great Black history. I start right there. A great Black history. All right? Thank you so much.
Thank you. We gonna sing?
Can you lead us in, my brother, in just one more, I love my people, as we hold hands? Boomy, can we do that again? There we go.
I feel as though I have to continue.
We almost had it right there. We could do it a cappella, Flurry.
Raising the funds
right now.
to build.
No matter where we go, there we are. We're not just players. We're the shining star. Spread this word. Both near and far. About just how blessed. We truly are. Take these words. Across the land. Divided we fall. United we stand. Think about greatness. Your history. Without my people. Without your people. Without our people. Where would we be? I love my people. I love my people. I love my people. More mi amigo.
More mi amigo. Peace. Hotel.
Peace. Thank you all so much. We'll make sure you get right, Doctor. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome, Oba. Where'd you go?